Hello YouTube, Al Cooper here, and this week I'm going to do some more mods to one of my guitars. So, this is my Kononykheen semi-hollow strat type thingamajiggy. The stock pickups are generic own brand Kononykheen pickups. When they came to me they had chrome covers on, they also were not wax potted. I removed said covers. Yes, one of them says BC Rich. Apparently they just basically get whatever parts they can as cheap as they can from Asia, you know, that will do the job, and then they make everything themselves and then they sell it on. But anyway, I took the covers off and I realised these are quite weedy, weak pickups. I always thought they were okay, they're alright. They're Alnico, so they're not Alnico 5 I think, so they're not too brittle. But yeah, even the quality of the tape around the outside was really shiny, thin, sort of plasticky stuff that didn't really stay on. So I added some more electrical tape just to shore it up. But to be honest, I feel like the guitar's been held back by these, because they're a bit flat, just a bit one-dimensional. How would I compare these to, say, Epiphone humbuckers, which, you know, are pretty reasonable Alnico mid-rangey pickups? I'd probably prefer the Epiphone, although the Epiphone pickups tend to be a bit sizzly, a bit high output on the top end, and I'm not normally a fan of that. These don't have that, but anyway, yeah, I just wanted to see if I can get some better sounds out of it, really. So, as I've modded pretty much everything else on this, I went budget again, and I got these off good old Facebook. Let's get one out. It's a pair of Roswell humbuckers. These are, oh well, put it this way, on their own site they refer to them as the Whole Lot of Love humbuckers, which is a whole lot of humbucker, which is stupid because that's a trademark name by Seymour Duncan, but that helps me out because I know precisely what these are. So these are basically PAFs, patent applied for Les Pauly, Gibson-y sort of pickups. They're so new they've even got the plastic still on the front, but they're rather nice looking pickups. The base plate is what appears to be brass. Yeah, I mean, they're alright. They seem alright. They've got fairly nice cloth tape around the outside, so that in itself shows me they're probably going to be a little bit nicer than what's in here stock. These are full wire pickups as well, which is a big thing for me, because that means I can put in a coil tap at some point. I'm not doing that today because I just want to do a straight A-B swap over, really, and then maybe at some point in the future I'll fiddle around with these really, really thin wires at a push-pull pot. So these came to me with the red and white wires already soldered together, which means they do the coil tap, so I'll be leaving them out the way with a little bit of electrical tape on so they won't catch on anything. And then the other wires, the black one here, it says on the Roswell site, they're actually really good. They've got a colour diagram on there. A lot of cheap sites don't. A lot of cheap brands don't do that. But I know this is ground and the other one's hot. I've taken a photo of the inside of the cavity on this guitar that I may flash up on the screen at some point. Suffice to say, there's only two connections to be made. So these are taped off, ground and then the hot, and then the same with the neck pickup, and they connect directly to the switch. So really, it's going to be pretty straightforward in theory. So I'm going to do a quick A-B comparison, strum a few chords, play a couple of licks, just to give you a bit of a sense of what they sound like before and after. The amp I'm using is a Jet City 20 watt, what's it called, ACH or something like that. It's one of the Soldano designed ones. I got it recently. I haven't really done any videos on it yet, but by Christ, it sounds really good. So I'm going to do a quick playthrough. I probably won't use any pedals, maybe a little bit of reverb going into it. Yeah, let's do before and after. So here's the before. So there we go. It's a 20 watt amp, but it's pretty loud. I'm setting it pretty clean. going through my Blackstar 112 with a 100-watt Celestion AVT speaker in it, so it's pretty loud actually. Just for the 112, it's really loud. Stop playing an E. Let's try bridge and then middle and then neck. Quite like the neck pickup. Middle again. Bridge. You know what? I quite like how the bridge sounds. It's quite spiky. The middle's the best one though. No, I think the neck's the best, but it doesn't have the high end that the bridge does. But the bridge doesn't have the body that the neck does. They're about the same height, same loudness. There you go. Do you know what? Just for a laugh, I'm going to kick on the Tube Screamer for a second. Again. Bridge. So, that's how it sounds stock. By Christ, that Soldano amplifier is really, really good. Jesus Christ. It's 150 quid. Honestly, I'll show you in a video. Someone's Retolexed it and it's just chuffing mega. Right, Christ. Anyway, let's put these pickups in. Yeah, no coil tap. I'm going to leave the two wires, white and red, sort of, they're like that soldered, just tape them off. And replace the ground wire and the hot wire on these pickups. So, let's do that. Okay, so I've put a little bit of tape on the wires I'm not using, the red and white. Strings are slackened off. Now I'm going to take the back off. Just 2 screws holding the back plate on. And we've got one pickup soldered to this side of the switch. So there's one joint there, and then the ground goes to the top lug of the volume pot. That's the whatever pickup has the red wire. I'm assuming that will be the neck. No, that's the bridge because it's that side. So this side's got one solder joint to the ground on the switch, and another to the lug on the far end. So heat up my soldering iron. I've taken a photo of how this is wired up. It's just a case of which one has the red wire and which one has the blue wire. Can you see that? Yeah. So which one is this red wire and which one is the black wire? I have these handy for once. I didn't forget to take them. Getting ready. So, not really a whole lot left to do. You've got to wait for this to heat up, and then I can replace like for like. Tinning the tip of my soldering iron. Gonna wait for it to heat up a little bit more, I think. So I'm just going to do a straight, just a straight replacement of these pickups. No push-pull or anything going on. It does have a little mini pot, which is a bit of a shame. Did expect large ones. I don't know if large ones would fit in this the way it's routed. But I could do that at some point in the future if I wanted to. Here we go, it's heating up now. So I'm just going to desolder these. Quite a long wire, so I think I'm just going to snip it, and my snippers are upstairs, so 1 sec. Right, so just going to snip this ground. That's the bridge. I'm guessing the red is the bridge unsoldered because it's that side, and when the switch is that way as you're playing it, that's the bridge. So that's how I'm working it out. And don't leave your plastic next to a soldering iron because I've just melted that. So that's a bad thing. Bad fumes. Don't breathe those in. Christ. Thank God everything's on a tray. So I think I can, I think it's best if I use the soldering iron to unsolder these. Plastic fumes. Come on. There we go. That is lovely work. Don't blow on the joint. Doesn't matter because I'm desoldering, but it's a bad habit to get into. So, now they're unsoldered, I'm going to unscrew them, these pickups at the 4 corners on the pickup ring. I'll turn my soldering iron off for now because I don't need it. these strings slack enough that I can finagle it out? I reckon so, yeah. Oh, that was the black wire. Huh, so that was the black one. So the red was the bridge. Oh, the neck. So the neck is the one that's grounded to the volume pot. And the bridge was the one that was grounded to the switch. See, I took a photo before, but I'm explaining as I go because it helps me keep it in my brain. You know, for all the faults with this guitar, I do think the routing is done really quite neatly. There's no horrible bits of crap all in the cavity. It's not like incredibly messy or anything. So, I mean, for all the tribulations this guitar has given me on its way to getting playable, they are very nicely nicely cut cavities. So, this means that this is the red. Yes, okay, cool. And now we put in the new pickups into these pickup rings. So I'm going to do that off camera because it's really, really boring. I'll see you in a couple of minutes. You know what, now's a good time to show you the difference between the... it's going on that way, so put down that side. The difference between the old pickups and the new. So you can see how deep that is. You can see the magnet there. But if you compare how deep this magnet is, bobbin, to this one, there's a lot more wines on this one than there is on this one. That if you can pick that up on the camera. So you see how thin, how small those wines are inside the bobbin, and these are quite bigger and seem to go deeper as well. Just something interesting. I'm putting the old springs and that on the back of the pickup so I don't lose them. I will be using the new springs that came with the pickup because they will definitely fit in these lugs either side. So, yeah, screws are towards the bridge, so it's going in that way. Right, I'll see you when I've done both these pickups. See you in a minute. Okay, so I'm just heating up the soldering iron. I've got all the wires in here. Here's the neck, which is really, really, really long, as opposed to the bridge, which is shorter. The bridge was the red. I've just checked the picture I took on my phone. So the green is the hot and the black is the ground. So the green is going to the switch and the ground, the black, is going to the top of the volume pot. So just waiting for my soldering iron to heat up again. And there we go. And here we go. And now the hot wire. I mean, that's done it, but I want to solder it through the lug just to make sure that it's going nowhere. That looks like a decent joint to me. I'm happy with that. So this, the neck is going to be, I have to tuck all this wiring in here. It's going to be a bit cramped. This is just both at one end, so this should be easier. Nope. Done. Ground's in. Come on, green. Shouldn't have slightly moved. Go away. That's done it. There we go. All soldered in. That's it. So I'm going to put the back panel on and then I'll screw in the pickups from the front. Yes, I should have done that before, but I forgot. Just wanted to get the wires through, and when I got them through I thought, let's do this quickly before I forget which is which. Even though the neck is markedly longer than the other one at the bridge. Where's the bleeding hole? There we go. Yes, it's really boring, so let's fast forward or skip this bit. Okay, so it's tuned up, and I should be getting noise. Oh, it's on standby, that's why. Anyway, it works when I plug it into a tuner, so I know that both pickups should be giving me noise. Let's take the amp off standby, because that always helps. Sorry about the light, it's really, really dark outside and I'm doing the best I can. Hey, middle. Hey, neck. So, hang on. So that's neck on its own, which it shouldn't be. Fuck off. That's both. That's bridge. Okay. Do you know what? I'll just I'll put the switch in the opposite way around because I'm lazy. rescue screamer. Okay, so in the neck, yeah, the neck's the bridge. So I've wired the pickups in the opposite way around than they should be. But it's okay, I'll do that in a couple of minutes. The pickup's a lot, the bridge is a lot louder than the neck, but I just need to sort out the height so they're the same. One tune. So there you go, it all works. Yeah, I'm going to swap over those wires in a second. But there you go, I think it sounds louder. It feels more spongy into the fingers, which is what a PAF pickup kind of feels like. I'm happier. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. I'm trying to eclipse the light with my head. My name's Al Cooper. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that nonsense, and I'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye!